Good afternoon and welcome to this week's Forex Focus. I hope you've all had a good week in the markets. In this video, what we're going to do as always is look ahead at the FX markets to see what opportunities could be setting up. Unfortunately, in this week's episode, there is only two opportunities that we're looking at because over the past few weeks, or actually over the past sort of month or so, the markets have been quite tight. They've sort of not really had any direction to them, which has made it a little bit difficult to trade. So the opportunities that we've had are really very few and far between. But in any case, let's not waste any more time and jump over to the charts. So the first opportunity I'm going to look at is this one here on the Euro Yen. The Euro Yen is just broken out from a structure level, which you can see best here on the daily chart. So if we zoom in there, you can see for the past sort of like 18 months, every time the market has come down to this level here, and that's the 136.24 level, or in that sort of region. Every time the market's come down to that level, it's reacted with it in one way or another. So back in February, so January, February of 2014, it came down to this level with quite some momentum and then completely bounced from that level. So then come back down there again in August of last year, then again in September, and as recently as October, it came down to that level. It couldn't hold below that level, then broke back above. And look at the sort of momentum that the market had when it broke out above this level. So it's clearly a level that the market respects. So then in the more recent past, once the market had broken through this level, it's come back to it and used it as sort of like a pivot, if you like, for the market to sell off lower. So it did it once, came back to it, did it again. And basically the idea that we're looking at is for the market to come back down to this level here after breaking out above this structure level. So if the market pulls back to this level, look at it as another opportunity to get in there on the buy trade. So we'll be looking to go long from this level if we get the price action when the market pulls back to it. And again, the reasons for that literally is just the significance of it. If you look over the past 18 months, every time the market's attacked to that level, it's had some sort of a reaction. So once the market's broken out above this level, we're not going to expect anything different. So once it comes back down here, we're going to expect some sort of a bounce. Of course, we're not going to just buy it just for the sake of it. We obviously have to wait to see what the price action looks like when it gets down there. The other opportunity is this one here on the dollar CAD. So the dollar CAD's been playing with our emotions a little bit over the past few weeks. It's like it wants to break below, then it's broken back up above, but it hasn't been able to hold above this level. And when the market breaks out above a significant level, often you expect there to be some sort of momentum. But if you take a look here on the daily charts, the market broke out above that level and now it's broken down below again. So what we're looking at is an opportunity to sell if the market decides to give it another go to the downside, because if it does, we can kind of see that the market, looking at the daily chart here, potentially could come all the way down to these lows here at the 1.1919. And if you imagine that we get in here somewhere around the 1.2283 with the stop maybe 100, less than 100 points above there, you've got a very, very nice risk reward trade on your hands. So we're going to be looking at this one in the week ahead. Obviously, again, we're not going to take it just because we think that's what's going to happen. We have to wait to see if the price action lines up, and if it does line up, then this is the one that we're going to be taking. So that wraps up this week's Forex Focus. I'm sorry there's not a lot of trades to be had there, but that's just part of trading for you. Sometimes that happens, and you've really got to learn as a trader, if you want to be a professional trader, if you want to make money in the long run, that sometimes you really just have to sit on your hands. It's a very, very important skill to have, because if you don't do it, what you find is during the bad times when there aren't any trades there, you kind of make up trades. You make up ones that don't exist. And then you lose money on them and you have a whole lot of psychological issues. You do a bit of revenge trading, lose a bit more money. And what you find is by the time you get a hold of your head again, and by the time the market condition changes and you start getting trades that make you money, you've lost so much during those times when you were just trying to find a trade because you felt like you had to be in the markets, that you're not actually building on your account. You're just trying to recoup your losses. Okay, so it's a very, very important lesson there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some value there. If you've got any questions, please drop us an email or post a comment. Please give us a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to the channel so that you will get these to your inbox every single week without having to wait for the email coming from us. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you on next week's Forex Focus.